Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for some current, historically based TV series that deserve more love. We're focusing on shows that are still airing or have recently finished their runs, keeping it current while keeping it period.
His Majesty named you heir to the crown. Long live Queen Jane!
Number 10, Sanditon.
Doesn't it make your spirits soar?
Tom, can't expect Charlotte to be as excited by a glimpse of salt water as you are.
Stuff and nonsense. I'll wager that within a few days she'll be as keen as mustard on it.
Indeed, Mrs. Parker. I'm eager to see everything.
In Regency-era England, young Charlotte Haywood holidays in a seaside town undergoing a major change. Famed TV writer Andrew Davies has a daunting task here. Sanditon was Jane Austen's last novel, and it was largely unfinished when she died in 1817. Using the completed chapters, Davies had to imagine the rest of the story in a way that honoured the characters and the beloved author's tone.
That sounds stimulating.
Yes, well, I suppose it is. But, the normal rules of conduct tend to be relaxed and sometimes altogether flouted.
The result didn't please some Austen purists. However, the show ran for 3 solid seasons. Even if it has a more modern sensibility, Sanditon honours Austen's work with its eye for social commentary and great acting.
I know young ladies are not expected to have opinions, Lady Denham. But I think that Miss Lamb is quite right to value her independence, just as you do yours.
Number 9, Mary and George. Julianne Moore and red, white and royal blue star Nicholas Galitzine lead this scandalous miniseries set during the reign of King James I of England.
Are you pleased with me?
As the snake, as Eve ate a dark fruit. If we tread right, George, he'll be yours. Mine. Ours.
Mary and George Villiers are a devious mother and son duo hungry for power. George adds the king to his growing list of conquests, currying favour and position for his family in the process.
You shall have more titles, land, compensation. I plan a trip to Scotland. Come with me as my closest aid. And now, at this hour, in my chamber, I need you.
Dripping with sex and political intrigue, Mary and George is not exactly married to the historical record. Instead, it presents a fresh, irreverent look at court life, as well as the lengths that people will go for social capital and prestige.
The winds of change will blow. And if you are ready to proudly wear a false face, blood will fall. But not yours.
Number 8, The Empress.
Du sagst die Wahrheit, wenn es sonst keiner tut. Und du siehst die Dinge anders als die anderen. Jemanden wie dich brauche ich.
Beginning in the year 1853, this German Netflix series tells the story of how Bavarian Duchess Elisabeth von Wittelsbach became the Empress of Austria in the aftermath of a revolution. Marrying Emperor Franz Josef, she suddenly has to manage the duties and limitations of her new role.
Weil du die Kaiserin bist. Du stehst über ihn.
Und genau deswegen hassen uns alle, weil wir uns nicht benehmen wie Menschen. Nicht ansprechen, nicht angucken, nicht anfassen. Was soll das denn?
Und was willst du machen? Brot verteilen? Es tut mir leid, Elisabeth, aber es ist ein bisschen komplizierter als das.
The Empress smashed records when it premiered on Netflix in 2022. 2 years later, it premiered a second season. The show has earned praise for its adherence to historical facts, while still managing to be as entertaining and dramatic as any of its less accurate counterparts.
Das hätte ich nicht gedacht.
Dass ich meine Schwester dorthin schicke.
Dass aus ihnen noch eine echte Habsburgerin wird.
Number 7, All Creatures Great and Small.
Right, let's see what you're made of, shall we? Let's put forward.
Though not the first adaptation of James Herriot's book series, it came out during the COVID-19 pandemic and was praised as a necessary, heartwarming salve during dark times. All Creatures Great and Small follows 3 vets working in Yorkshire in the 1930s. The original author was a real-life veterinarian, inspired to write about his profession, even appearing as a character in the work.
Excuse me, this is Darabi. isn't it? Darrowby? Now, you want bus for Darrowby?
The bus for Darrowby.
You don't have to talk funny.
While it is a period piece, it's much more understated than your average historical drama. Set along more modest everyday spaces, it's been hailed as a necessary source of escape for its viewers.
These gentlemen will look after you. You all right? Finding your own way home?
Good. Now, let's us have us another, then we'll get to this pig a mile.
Number 6, Acapulco.
This story is about me, but it's also about a place that changed everything.
And this is better than Shanghai because...
Wrong attitude.
Based on the 2017 comedy How to Be a Latin Lover, Eugenio Derbez reprises his role as Maximo Gallardo, telling the story of how he came to work at an opulent Acapulco resort. Set mostly during the 1980s, Acapulco is a tale of how young Maximo infiltrated the intriguing and excessive world of jet-setting vacationers. It takes a look at a setting rarely seen on TV.
People come here to take a break from their lives, not to have their lives splashed all over the Inquirer. So sure, I can tell you why there was a bloodstain right there that would have landed multiple parties in La Prisión. But I won't. You know why? Discretion. Good, let's proceed.
The reviews for the show are miles better than its source material, but many viewers didn't even find out about it until its second or third season. With a fourth season on the way, it's the perfect time to delve into the nostalgic, hilarious delights of Acapulco.
One day, I'm gonna buy one of those mansions in the hills, and you're gonna buy the one next to me. And me, you, my mom, Sarah, your family, whatever cousin you decide on, and Julia are all gonna live happily ever after. It's possible.
Number 5, The Artful Dodger.
Show up. Jealous?
Set in 1850s Australia, this Charles Dickens-inspired series sees Jack Dawkins, formerly the pickpocket known as the Artful Dodger, putting his quick fingers to more honest use as a surgeon, following a post-prison stint in the Royal Navy. However, his fresh start is complicated when his old mentor Fagin shows up, eager to draw him back into a life of ill repute.
Come on, it's perfect. Cucumber sandwich or 10, bit of surgery. Snatch the rubies, happy days. You remember how they glistened, don't you? Hey, like sun through summer wine, makes you almost want to taste them.
With its engaging capers, interesting balance of historical detail with a perspective that skews modern, and superb cast of performers, The Artful Dodger is an addictive adventure. Add in the simmering chemistry between Jack and Lady Belle Fox, a sharp-witted aristocrat with medical ambitions, and we will gladly empty our pockets to see the next chapter in this story.
We're in trouble.
So much trouble.
Number 4, The Terror.
I saw Mr. Collins's soul. I know that's what it was. And I watched that creature ingest it.
If you like a heavy dose of chills and thrills with your period dramas, look no further than AMC's anthology series, The Terror. The first season takes place on the frozen seas of the Arctic in the 1840s, while the second is set in a Japanese internment camp during the Second World War.
Oh my. Yokos. Oh, Chester! Chester! Chester, you have to go!
Both narratives are an experiment in historical terror bred out of contemporary cultural attitudes and beliefs, adding an element of mythical evil to some of history's man-made horror stories. Although it only aired for 2 seasons so far, a third is set to premiere in 2025.
Your demeanor should be all cheer, gentlemen. You understand? It's going to be tight, but that's what we signed up for. An adventure for Queen and country.
Number 3, For All Mankind. Part period piece, part alternate history, this Apple TV Plus science fiction drama posits what might have happened if the Russians got the moon before the United States.
I'm not sure what to say. Perhaps there are no words. So, for now, we'll let you soak in this historic moment and reflect on what it means for our country and for the world.
Beginning in 1969, each season jumps ahead a decade. For All Mankind is a beautifully made look into history and a history that might have been. This show is equal parts space travel, politics, and Cold War era paranoia. While it deviates from recorded history as a result, it's also steeped in the aesthetics and political atmospheres of the periods it's set in.
If you have a secret, the Russians can use it to blackmail you. He'll be talking to you eventually, and he's gonna be looking for ways to trip you up. Don't believe anything he tells you.
The show has been praised for its Emmy-winning tie-ins programming, but the series itself has been unfairly slept on. In 2024, it was renewed for a 5th season, and a spin-off was announced.
When we look to the future, we see that things they can get better. I do believe that.
Number 2, Vikings Valhalla.
It was my father's ship. It's fast, and tough, and now it's yours.
A spin-off of History Channel's Vikings, this Netflix series continues the story over a century after the original show ended. Covering the concluding era of the Vikings' reign of influence and conquest in Europe, the show differentiated itself quickly by focusing more on battles and adventure storylines. However, the critical consensus is that it got much better as it went on.
All of you, a hero's welcome awaits you in Constantinople, and reward for your bravery. And you, Harald Sigurdsson, I am in your debt.
By its 3rd and final season, Valhalla's greatness may have become one of TV's best-kept secrets. Though it ended in 2024, its finale leaves room for the continuing story of Leif Erikson, Harald Sigurdsson, and the last of the Vikings.
From this day forward, I will make this kingdom the most powerful on earth. And I dare any Viking to challenge me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, My Lady Jane.
Behold England's new monarch, Queen Jane Grey, and her consort, Guilford Dudley. Is this a dream come true for our reluctant couple, or a nightmare incarnate? I'm sure everything will work out just fine.
Dramatising and poking fun at the mess that was Tudor England after Henry VIII's reign, My Lady Jane is a irreverent and fantastical retelling of the story of Lady Jane Grey. Finding herself installed as Queen of England for 9 days, Jane Grey is thrown into a world of devious humans and oppressed shapeshifters.
Highest ranking Verity nobility are here for the week. Stay. Help me convince them to support us.
I'm not a diplomat.
Well, victory is not solely won on the battlefield.
Hearts and minds.
Yeah, something like that.
While it's definitely an innovative approach to period drama, it found a small and dedicated audience. Despite this, it was cancelled after airing 8 episodes. Fans were outraged, starting a petition for Amazon to revive the show. Even Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin lent his support to the cause. There's no time like the present to see what all the fuss is about.
Our kingdom needs unity. And a leader who is willing to fight for it.
Did we miss your favourite under-the-radar historical series? Let us know in the comments.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.